One of the biggest regrets that I have made over the course of, let's say, about 7 years to my own weight loss journey is losing the weight too fast. Now, why would that be a regret? Well, I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to be using a couple points as to explaining why that's probably not the best approach to losing weight. And I've noticed this over the course of actually my entire life. And I really want to start off with a story to really make this clear as to why it may not be the best way to actually lose weight. So I want you to just hang in there. I'm going to be making a couple points. I know a lot of us have short attention spans, which, by the way, if you think about it, that's why a lot of people struggle to lose weight, because they want instant gratification. Well, I'm going to explain why that's not the best approach. Now, before we begin, for those of you who are totally new, you don't even know what this channel is about, you've never even watched me before, my name is Tim Ernst. I'm an intermittent keto fasting coach who all the way back in 2018 lost 70 pounds in 7 months. And I've also coached hundreds of men and women from all over the world to lose at least 40 pounds in 16 weeks using my Keto Shed 40 coaching program. So let's just get right into why this is something that you may really want to think about on your own weight loss journey. So let me just start off with telling you a little story. So this goes back to when I was in middle school, probably in the 8th grade. I was a part of, I think they called it intramurals back then. This is where they had like different like sporting events all over the school campus, and then you had to choose which sporting event you wanted to compete in. So I wanted to do a race. So I was really excited. I was really pumped up. I'm like, man, I'm going to win this race. I know I'm a fast runner. So I get ready for the race. And when they told us to go, I took off. I mean, I took off out of the gate, was running as fast as I can. I'm leaving everyone behind. But as I kept running that race, I started to find myself getting tired, and I was starting to lose some gas. Until by the end of that race, I could barely cross the finish line, and I came in dead last. All right. Not knowing that when you run a race, you really need to pace yourself. You can't just run right out the gate. You got to pace yourself because you will gas out. All right. The second thing I noticed over the course of my life, especially when I was in school, is that I always made like A's and B's. I was always an honor roll student. I was an excellent test taker. I knew how to take a test. I would study the night before. I would be, I would put it off, and then I would study the night before and cram in all, try to memorize everything. And when the test came, I aced the test. But you know what happened after a couple months? I forgot what I learned. I wasn't able to retain all that I learned. So what good was that? All right. Even when I started this YouTube channel, I was dedicated to doing a video every single day. And I did. I did it for 30 days straight. And those 30 days turned into 60 days and then 90 days. And now you've probably noticed I haven't uploaded as many videos. And it's because I didn't pace myself. I wasn't diligent. I kind of gassed out. Same goes for my weight loss. Like I just mentioned, in 2018, I lost those 70 pounds. I was really extreme. But then after a couple years, what happened? I ended up putting that weight, most of it back on. Not all of it. I put about 60 pounds back on. And I started to realize even this year, I lost a ton of weight this year. I went from January to about March, and I think I lost like 40 pounds. I mean, it was ridiculous. In like 8 weeks, I lost 40 pounds. You even see my cruise video where I gained 25 pounds in 7 days and then lost those 25 pounds in 7 days. So what is the point of this whole thing? Is that doing things in extreme is not the best approach. You want to have diligence and endurance. And I want to read something to you really quick. This is very interesting. I mean, if you really want your life to change and you want to apply some practical principles in your life for all areas of life, not just weight loss, not just relationships, your job, making more money. This will really apply, okay? The book of Proverbs. I mean, there's so many good points in Proverbs, and if you just read a proverb a day, your life would totally change. So let me just read you what it says in Proverbs 12:24. The hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. All right. And I started thinking, like, what does that word diligent actually mean? Well, it means this. It means careful and persistent work and effort. Think about that. Careful and persistent. Because what I've noticed over the course of my life, and maybe you've done this as well, is that we all want it now. We want to lose weight now. But by doing that, you know what happens? You don't develop the healthy habits and the discipline to make it a lifestyle change. This is why you're probably going up and down with your weight every single year. This is why you're making a New Year's resolution every single January, because you made it all about the goal. I want to get there, I want to get there, I want to get there. Now, you know, if you've watched any of my videos, I've even said, hey, get your goal as fast as possible. And once you get there, you can maintain your weight and live a more enjoyable lifestyle. Well, I'm here to tell you, that actually may not work because you've never developed the discipline and the healthy habits to make it a lifestyle change. You were too focused on getting there too fast. And I know we live in this culture where we want instant gratification. We want it now. But I'm telling you, if you want long-lasting change, you need to be careful and persistent, all right? Another word that I really, really love is that word endurance. All right, this is actually in Hebrews 12:1, and it says, let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Now, I know these verses are talking about, about running the race of your salvation, working out your salvation with fear and trembling, spreading the word, the gospel, being a disciple, making disciples of other people. That's what this verse is talking about in context. I'm just trying to give you a way to look at this as to how can this apply to my health and my weight loss. So when I looked up that word endurance, here's what it says. Endurance is the ability to continue to last in the face of prolonged stress, hardship, or activity, especially despite fatigue or adversity. It encompasses physical stamina and the power to withstand difficulties over time, as well as the ability of an organism to remain active for an extended period. In the context of exercise, it refers to sustaining physical activity that raises your heart rate, improving cardiovascular health, and overall fitness. I love that definition of endurance. Isn't that such a great description as to how we need to be diligent and we need to have endurance? Because if you don't, this is not going to last. It is not going to be a long-lasting change. So I wanted to share that with you really quick today. As today is September 1st, we're going to be going into the holidays, and this is really where you're going to be tested. When you get to those holidays, people average about 10 pounds over the holidays because you got Halloween, which I don't even consider a holiday. I don't even celebrate Halloween. I think it's a ridiculous holiday to celebrate. But then you have Thanksgiving, and then you have Christmas, and then you have New Year's. This is where people get totally taken off track with their health. They were maybe good all year, or maybe they just didn't even get started, and now they're even doing more damage when the holidays come, and now they're making a New Year's resolution in January. Well, I got a solution for you. If you want to lose some weight and get healthy and start developing those good disciplines and habits before we go into the holiday, I am running my 30-day Fat Loss Fall Challenge. Now, today is September 1st, so it's not too late. You can start this immediately. So what I have done is I've put 2 links in the description of this video, and I'll also put a pinned comment of 2 case studies. One's for men and one's for women, because I've coached both men and women. When you click those links, you're going to see a PDF of this case study. You're going to see everything that you're going to get in this 30-day Fat Loss Fall Challenge. And I will tell you, you can lose anywhere between that 10 to 20 pounds in 30 days. Now, I know that sounds a little extreme. However, it's okay to do things quickly for a short amount of time. You just don't want to consistently keep doing this because, like I said, it's not going to last. It will not last. Now, I'm not saying all this because I'm starting to gain weight. I'm still maintaining my weight between that 180, 185. I was like 181 yesterday, so I'm still in line with that. But I'm finding it to be more challenging to keep the weight off because I got here so fast that I'm starting to become a little bit more comfortable. I've become more relaxed, and I'm noticing I'm eating foods that I shouldn't be. So I'm gonna have to start pulling back the reins and just continue to develop these healthy habits. Anyway, when you read these 2 case studies, again, I'm gonna put a link in the description, one for men, one for women. It's gonna tell you everything you're gonna get in this 30-day Fat Loss Fall Challenge, but you're also gonna see transformation stories of both men and women who have worked with me personally with my Keto Shed 40 coaching program, all right? But the 30 days is designed to get you a kickstart. It's only 30 days. It's gonna give you maybe the kickstart that you need before we go into these holidays. And you're gonna have all the tools you will need to make sure you develop this into more of a lifestyle change. Now, I know it's short, it's 30 days. You can lose between that 10 to 20. 20 would be like on the extreme end. 10 to 15 is more realistic. So what you're gonna get is you're going to get done for you meal plans that's designed based on your body type. Okay, this is not the same meal plan for everybody. When you and I work together, I'm gonna give you a specific meal plan that you can use where you can start losing weight. You're gonna get a 35-page keto food list where I have an entire calorie and macro breakdown of all the foods that you can have. You're also gonna get an invite to my brand new app where I keep all my workouts. These are all on video. I will coach you on how many sets, reps, rest periods, and exercises that you need to start building some muscle, because we know the more muscle you have, the more calories you're gonna burn at rest. Now, if you're not a gym person, I also have another program in that app where if you just have a pair of light dumbbells and you've got 20 minutes, 3 days a week, that's all you're gonna need. An hour a week using a pair of light dumbbells. That's all you're gonna need. So I got 2 types of programs. The gym, if you're a gym person, or if you wanna just work with dumbbells in your house or wherever, you can do that as well. And then the last and final thing you're gonna get is the most important thing, accountability. Okay, this is where you will be able to schedule 4 coaching calls with me, so 1 a week during the 30-day Fat Loss Fall Challenge. And what this coaching call is designed to do is to make sure you're staying on track, and if things aren't going in the direction that you want them to go, I will make the changes so you don't have to. I wanna make this easy for you. It's gonna be 0 guesswork. All you have to do is execute and deploy. Now, you gotta read the whole PDF. Once you get to the bottom of the PDF, if you like what you see, I want you to comment in the comments of this YouTube video using the words, Tim, I'm in. And as soon as I see it in the comments, I will send you the directions to sign up for this 30-day Fat Loss Fall Challenge, all right? So if that sounds good to you, make sure, click those links, read the PDF, and then after you've read it, if you feel like you want to be in this, just send me the words, Tim, I'm in, and I'll get you all set and ready to go. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't start doing something now, maybe you start off really good this year in January, but somewhere along the lines, you kind of got off track, you started gaining some weight. If you really want to get serious, I'm telling you, if you don't start now, it is game over by January, because we know we're going to be going into these holiday season, and it's going to be even more difficult to stay on track with your health and weight loss goals. So I would encourage you, do not wait, all right? Because the word now stands for no opportunity wasted. You've been thinking about this long enough. You've been procrastinating. How does that help you? Take action now, all right? So I just wanted to share that with you, that sometimes doing things in the extreme is not the best approach, and that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned over the course of 7 years on my own weight loss journey, all right? So I hope this helps some of you, and if it did, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and always hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, I'll see you then.